Dismiss or destroy whistleblowers. In all extreme belief systems where deception and fairy tale legends replace history and fact-based reality, brutal enforcement measures are used when trickery and propaganda prove inadequate. Questioners, critics, or opponents who challenge the lies face public lawsuits, smear attacks, even physical threats. MLM follows suit. Procter & Gamble, P&G, encountered MLM extremism when a whisper campaign spread among Amway's army of participants throughout the 1980s and early 1990s suggested P&G was a satanic company and its logo was an evil symbol. Many Amway recruits, some of whom were traditional Christians, and believed the vicious rumor, spread informally and over Amway's corporate voicemail system, hurriedly threw out products in their homes bearing the evil P&G logo, and replaced them with Amway-branded goods, though many were much higher priced. As a result, P&G protested in 1995 that Amway was involved in a smear campaign of the company name, which led Amway to suing P&G and its law firm. The suit included a single whistleblower, Sidney Schwartz, who maintained a home-based website that reported critical facts and negative experiences of Amway recruits. Schwartz was forced to abandon his consumer education efforts. P&G eventually won the case in 2007. In his memoir, Spellbound, former MLM recruiter Robert Styler narrated his own experience as a true believer in one of the country's fastest-growing MLMs, Equinox International. In classic MLM fashion, exemplified by the first MLM Neutralite, Equinox swelled in just 5 years to more than 100,000 recruits, with revenue exceeding $195 million. In 1996, Equinox was listed #1 on Inc. magazine's list of the 500 fastest-growing private companies. But it was all a fraud. According to federal court records, more than 80% of all Equinox recruits earned less than $1,000 a year before costs. In a letter to Equinox founder Bill Gould, some distributors also accused him of, quote, sexual misconduct and, quote, fear tactics. From his perspective as a successful recruiter for Equinox, writer Rob Styler described an even deeper level of cynicism, perfectly representative of the MLM culture of propaganda, in which error or defeat are never admitted and whistleblowers are marginalized into non-existence. Styler told me that after a devastating negative expose by ABC's news magazine 2020 was broadcast, Equinox began promotions as if it had been praised and positively featured on the show, not excoriated and debunked. Building on its #1 ranking from Inc. magazine, Equinox began to boastfully publicize itself, quote, as seen on 2020. Gould continued offering training and consultation services to MLM recruiters and promoters, multiplying the deceitful methods that led to his prosecution. Gould also displayed another classic MLM trait shared with big lie propaganda. He blamed the victims themselves or a conspiracy of others, exonerating himself totally. His website offered an apology to anyone, quote, misled, lied to, or manipulated, but not by him. Rather, he shifted all blame to, quote, leadership. When hedge fund owner William Ackman produced hard data, documentation, and verified testimonials to support his thesis that MLM Herbalife is a pyramid scheme, he encountered at a level he did not expect a firestorm of false accusations, personal attacks, and counterclaims. Ackman was accused by Herbalife and allied MLM promoters of illegal stock manipulation and threatened with a libel suit. When the independent documentary Betting on Zero was made about his efforts, Herbalife publicly claimed Ackman was secretly financing the film and sought to destroy the reputation of the film director, Theodore Braun, an experienced and award-winning documentary filmmaker and University of Southern California professor. When it was later disclosed that the true commercial backer of the film had no association with Ackman and no financial interest in Herbalife, still, Herbalife claimed without evidence the producer was colluding with Ackman. Attacking, discrediting, or marginalizing critics or whistleblowers are defensive and enforcement aspects of big lie propaganda. To maintain strict control over believers and adherents, this level of deception requires even more unconscionable actions. People must be taught the equivalent of a heaven or hell destiny, a utopian future if they keep paying and recruiting, a hellish dystopia for the doomed quitters and losers. Dystopia